Hey guys, let's continue with the second part of this video. So we are building up on the layer. The first layer, I'm using a stencil in rock formation pattern, and I'm using a texture paste from Evgenia Armilova in white shade. So this is the first step, and I'll be doing this pattern all over the top of our box. I'm using a flat palette knife to straighten up, and after that I'll also use a thin palette knife so that I get an even finish. So we have completed the top with this white pattern. Now let's move ahead. On the pattern on the sides that we had made in the first part, we are going to use gold gilding. For this I have used gold leaf, and I have used the Montemarte leafing size glue to stick it all over. When you apply the leafing size or the leafing glue all over, remember to leave it for at least 30 minutes. After 30 minutes the glue will become super tacky, and it's very easy to stick the gold leaf or any metal shade leaf onto the surface or the pattern. I have used this leafing on all the four sides, the raised border stencil that we had made, and it has come out beautifully. You're gonna see it further. Remember to give it a nice press with your fingers and sponge to make it stick very nicely so that the patterns come up in a more visible way. So I'm using a couple of brushes here with bristles, some soft ones also, to brush away the extra leaf, and you can see that the pattern is coming out so well here. You can try with brushes of different shapes and sizes. Sometimes the stencil brush works really well because it has a really hard bristle. At times I also do use the fan brush. Fan brush also helps to remove the extra leaf without tearing up into the metal or the wet damp glue. Okay, now let's move on. So I am covering up the raised pattern stencil with some green patches. Basically it's just building up layers and giving an illusion of a nice snowfall. You can watch the rest of the steps as I proceed here. Mostly it's all color dabbing in different shades, and then I'll layer it up with some nice white texture paste. So I'll retire now and let you watch the video. So after the bit of a snowball effect, I'm going to start with the next step here. For that, I'm using a masking tape so that I can create a nice thin border on both the sides, which is above and below this golden leaf work that we have done. So I'm going to create about a 1/4 centimeter of a very thin line. So I'm using a brown shade, a chocolate brown shade chalk pen again, and I'm dabbing it with a small sponge. Also, you can spread it using a nice rounded thin brush to get an even finish. So when you use a masking tape, it's very easy to get a very clear, crisp finish with your lines. Once I remove the masking tape, you will see the beautiful border that we have created. Also, I'm doing this on all the 4 sides of the base here. Whichever color you choose, try to match it, blend it well with the entire theme of your project. Try to pick up colors which do go with the decoupage napkin or decoupage paper that you're using. It really brings your entire artwork together. So done. You can try giving it 2 to 3 coats to really go well with the pigments. Okay, now here the next step is I'm using a very thin sort of a texture paste so that I get a very smudged result. I do not need a very crisp result here. Just trying to make a really faded and a shabby look on the top. Don't worry, we're going to cover everything later on with some white texture paste, so it's not going to look so bright in the end. But I've chosen this yellow color and will later on work with different colors to blend everything together. This is basically a stencil in leaf pattern. Now the next step, I have already started working here with white texture paste again from FG India. I've just diluted it this time a little bit with water. Guys, the reason that I'm going so fast with the narration is that this could be a really long video and we don't want that. There are just so many steps together. Also, the video has been shot over a lot of days with so many steps one after the another, and you also need to give it a nice time to dry up. These projects cannot be completed in a day, so yeah, maybe it has taken me maybe 7 to 8 days to film. So that's why you see so many variations in the lighting and the setup. Okay, so this is a small pearl bead in golden color. I'm just using this for fun and to create that mystical effect of a cupid garden. And since the texture paste was a bit dry, I had spread the pearl beads right up there. You can also use glue if you want. Wait for the glue to get tacky before you sprinkle all these pearls. The next step is gilding these flowers here. So again, for gilding these flowers, I've used the gilding glue from Montemarte and I'm using the gold shade leaf. So I'm just going to use this on the edges of the petals, not to cover the entire flower, but to again give a little bit of washed look to the flowers. Maybe they were originally golden flowers and now they have washed off, or maybe they are covered a bit in snow and few of the gold edges are visible. So just trying to bring together a story into the project by giving it a very mild light sort of a gold finish on the sides. I've tried to zoom in into the project so that you can get a nice view of the process that I'm doing. Since this is a 12-inch box, it itself is a very big it takes a very big space while shooting, so it's not possible. It wasn't possible for me to show you entire zoom out, but I have tried over here. It's good to use a sponge to dab the leaves nicely into the body so that they cling very well onto the project. Now I've tried to show you the entire top ones in this shot, and you can see how nicely it has come out. The leaf is just onto the edges of the petals. Okay, now let's move on to doing the insides of the box. So the box was already painted in this nice pine green shade, chalk paint from Itsy Bitsy. The little birdie, which I've already told you, I've done at least I think 3 good coats of green. Now I'm doing the edges with nice white color. The shade name is Snow and I've given it 3 coats again. Next I'm going to place this MDF cutout right in the center of the top. So I'm using this as a prop, so I'm gonna gild this in gold again. For that I'm gonna using the Monte gilding glue. Leave this for at least 30 minutes so that the glue becomes tacky. So I'm going to repeat the gilding process in the same way here. Place the sheets, the gold leaf sheets, on the top of this prop and use a sponge dabber and then a brush to get a clean finish. Once you've reached nice clean finish and the sharp edges are visible well, so next you can just place it right in the center and glue it together. I'm using a nice craft glue to stick this together. Make sure that the edges come out clean. You can use a nice thin brush to remove any extra smudges of the glue or maybe the leaf. So here it is. The center looks really nice. It looks decent, I guess. So let me just show you now. Enjoy the shot of the entire project. It's well and out complete now. Guys, thank you for watching this tutorial for this 12-inch storage box. This was a mixed media project that we did. You can comment down below your thoughts on this project and the tutorial that I've shared. If you need any other information, do put it in the comment box and I'll try to address that regarding mixed media projects, the vendor sourcing or the products in India. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, the tinted window _ vintage decor. You can visit our website www.thetintedwindowstore.com. Thank you.